Check 1 2 3. Check, check. Check, check. 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Check, check. Check. All right. Check, check, check. Um, if anyone is hearing this, can you hear my audio or am I on mute? Thanks, man. Hey, I see it's got a plier. Thanks for coming in. Um, just before we get started, I'm just gonna go on my iPad and open up my notes and get it prepped to make sure that I stay on topic. Mm, I saved it under the file Ahsoka series. Okay, here's my notes. Uh, right, I think this is all that I need to see. Although, is there a way to? Let me see if I can expand this so I can see it all better. Because pretty much when it comes to like names of like characters and such, I don't always catch them right away after seeing it through the first time. It'll take me a couple times to get me to know the names. So pulling up my notes, I kind of took note earlier when I watched it of the character names. So I just gotta like, I gotta look at the character names to know who I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, there it is. Think I'll just leave that there. Let's see if I can just keep it up like that. Um, okay, it's now 8:02. I think we're ready to get started. All right, so those of you tuning in, two viewers, got a plier here, one of them. Thanks for coming tonight for my next live stream. I did one, if you guys remembered a couple weeks ago. It was kind of a confusing link, but I was live streaming last time I was here um, 2 weekends ago, I think, when I was discussing the comparisons of the two Haunted Mansion versions. But somehow there was something wrong with that link, so I had to start a whole live from scratch again that night. So you guys probably got lost from that. So, anyways, this time I did it right. I just followed the same link. I did it all from my computer, the same device that I'm streaming live on. Because last time I prepped it on my pad, and then it assumed I was going to stream off of there rather than my computer, and that's not what I wanted to do. So I'm glad I did it right this time. Okay, so without further ado, everything seems to be working. So we're here today to have a little discussion about the first episode, 2 parts of the new Star Wars series, Ahsoka Tano, on Disney Plus. So, and it looks like Scott Applier says, yeah, Ahsoka Tano, Sabine, those are the main ones, and Hera. Yeah, that's what I took note of here as well. So, I got my notes here in case I get lost or stuck. So let's get to it. So a couple hours ago, I was just watching it, and then I had dinner, and then now I'm here. So I guess I can start off with the very intro. When it's still black screen, you have red credits that scroll up, kind of giving you a background overview idea of just kind of jumping in, kind of like a little prologue description, if you will. Um, And after reading that, it looks like some spoilers came along. How it's about 6 weeks after the fall of the Empire, and it's pretty much just a matter of finding out maybe later through the series what may what possible Sith or Jedi who probably turned away from the Order became new Sith, probably in hiding, or any Jedi left. So, um, oh, the H in Hera is silent. It's Era. Okay. Thanks again, Scott. Um, so I like how it gives a little bit of a backstory in the very beginning before you kind of really dive into it, because sometimes you need a little idea of just what happened. So it's like, okay, when did this like start to take place? Like what happened before it, and now what part of the Star Wars timeline are we in the universe? So looks like 6 years after Fall of Empire, so probably 6 years after Return of the Jedi. Um, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I guess I'll have to do a little more research on that. So anyway, my notes say, okay, so first topic, what I rate my first impression and rating of this episode. So diving back into the right whole new episode, both two parts, like an entire uh short-ish, not too long of a kind of movie length, is that it was really great. I thought it was very well done. The great cinematography. The cinematography was not bad. Not so much fast camera movements and not so fast camera jerking. It was great. So that's a great start. I mean, I loved. I mean, the cast I thought was really well chosen. I mean, of course, Rosario Dawson. I saw her recently watching the Haunted Mansion film again, the new one with my mom recently, and I can just tell from that and from playing Ahsoka, eh, I have to say in general she's a very great actress. So and I also liked, as I said before, cinematography, great cast, great special effects, and yes, it's Disney. I can kind of see a little bit of some special effects in there that still have been pretty similar kind of effects of how they did it on the computer through series like. If you take a look at some episodes of how they did special effects from like Mandalorian and Boba Fett, um, or maybe Andor, you can definitely see many similarities there. Like, oh, I may have seen an effect that looks something like that before. Um, but I do have to say, white color lightsabers. I mean, for Ahsoka in this one, I mean, I was not expecting her colors, her saber colors, to be like that. I was expecting them to be possibly green or so, like she used to have during the Clone Wars and Rebels. But this was taking place, years after now that she's grown, and it was revealed in either the end of the Clone Wars or somewhere in Rebels that she left the Jedi Order. Um, but she's still handy and kind of has a master mindset of the lightsaber. Um, so the villains in on this one seem to have, yeah, not red. Most likely because I mean empires no more. There seems to be kind of like no more Sith or Jedi rules anymore. It's like rules have all left. Now it's just what you can get your hands on. So they must have had to get their hands on maybe orange kyber crystals, if you will, or just whatever they can survive with. I mean, I love the saber color change they did for Ahsoka, white or clear or Arctic ice color. Very nice. It's nice to see like the white clear kyber crystal kind of play in action on the screen. Kind of reminds me of the Disneyland lightsaber that I bought myself a couple years ago from the new Star Wars land in Disneyland. When I was there building my own lightsaber, $200 worth, um, all six kyber crystals plus the rare seventh one, the black crystal, which is just dark red, really, when you actually ignite it and buy it. Um, but having all the color crystals, and after trying them all on my saber, white was a great color, and it looked very similar to Ahsoka's in this one, but of course with enhanced computer graphics, not the same. um, the white kyber crystal probably just looks like a diamond. Yeah, you're right. It could be like white, clear crystal, like a crystally diamondy kind of color. Um, but yeah, sure looks kick ass on the big screen against the orangish lightsabers. Uh, and it seems I have something else here in my notes, but I'm not going to get to it until around the very end. Of it's going to be one of the last few words I'm going to say on this. So let's see, special effects, lightsabers, cinematography, cast, and yeah, the story in general. So the story that we see happening in this whole episode, in the whole two-part episode, is it seems a little bit interesting to me because it's like not only do you realize that um that it was not just Ahsoka who had left the Jedi Order during the end of Clone Wars or Rebels, but also there was the other character that Ahsoka apparently knew, who she trained as her Padawan in the past before, and that was um, Sabine. So the character Sabine, played by Natasha Bordizzo, um, it appears she was. It seems like she had a kind of a conflicting life, Sabine. Like she was a Jedi Padawan, probably under Ahsoka as Ahsoka grew up, and then it's like both of them kind of left the Jedi Order because it's like her master Ahsoka at the time was kind of like setting probably the bad example for Sabine, and that's probably what caused her to neglect herself from the Order as well. But Sabine, she kind of in a way. I mean, this episode does reveal it. She's also Mandalorian. So that's how you can tell, she revealed her whole Mandalorian suit. She had her own helmet, like the same style as Boba or Jango Fett with the side antenna. Um, but apparently, as we can tell, she knows how to sort of in a way handle a lightsaber because probably back in the time, Ahsoka trained her how to use one, but she's no Jedi, so of course she doesn't have Force powers. Thanks, Scott, for reminding me on that. She is Mandalorian. She does not have Force powers. Um, it takes place after, yeah, season 3, so 7 years after Return of the Jedi. Yeah, I thought I heard somewhere in the episode that it was 6 or 7 years after Fall of Empire. Um, but yeah, pretty close. Uh, and so yeah, according to the side notes that I have here, by the way, it's on a online Google Drive, so sometimes ads can pop up on the side if you're not paying for the premium version. Of course, mine's the free, so I sometimes get it. Ha! It even sends me a recommendation based on my notes and my things that I did. It's giving me a recommendation to watch Rebels. How about that? Uh, is this audio clear now? Um, how's the audio? Is it coming out okay now or still stuttering? Wonder what happens if I turn off the internet here because I don't need to browse anything anymore on my notes. Um, how is the audio now? Is the audio all right? Testing, testing. One, two, three. Hmm. Well, I don't see any weak signal in my connection. No other apps are open. Oh, that is pretty strange. Um, well, I'm gonna try and get through this as best as I can. Um, So, yes, okay. So where was I? Oh yeah, Sabine's character. So my first impression when I first saw her first clip in the episode when she's racing like madness on that speeder along, it looked kind of like a racetrack but only straight. Uh we can kind of almost tell in a way that she kind of left the life of a Mandalorian or a lightsaber wielder. So, uh, first impression on that is it's like she's lost faith or has given up or is just not ready to like face it again because of Ahsoka's absence from her. But it seems that after all that time, it seems like they're uh maybe possibly a bond or basically they were just reunited. So with that unification between them two, it seems like maybe they can have the past life that they could again. So with this, um, testing. Mm, sorry, apparently I've got some background noises going on outside. Where I am at, it's pretty much coyote territory. Um, but anyways, um, my gosh, I keep on losing my place. Uh, where was I? Oh yes. So about Sabine and Ahsoka. So I kind of like how we see them two kind of unite as once a master and apprentice, but at the same time, we see these two other master and apprentice orange lightsaber holders who were probably Jedi and left the Order for the Sith, or they were probably Sith and now they're just on their own. Um, and of course, they're all looking for the same thing, the map that Ahsoka had got from the beginning, which also holds other knowledge about whether to start or not start a whole new war, not just finding the admiral that they're looking for. Uh, so yeah, it's kind of like a race to it. So yes, it's kind of like a race to it. So I sure hope that my audio is working. If not, maybe it'll be smoother once this live ends and is officially on my channel, on my lives playlist. But anyways, okay, so enough of Ahsoka and Sabine and the two Sith characters. But oh yes, so I think that's all that I want to talk about on this pilot episode. My first impressions were like, great, bring it on. I cannot wait for the next one. Next Tuesday night, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever I have time next week after it comes out, I'm going to be watching every episode every week like I did with Mando and Boba Fett. Mm, ye- yeah, it's possible it could have been your connection. Sometimes that happens to me. I sometimes have to go out of someone's video and come back in possibly as a signal reset or something. But anyways, I'm glad it's working for you again. Um, just let me know if it happens again. All right. So, first impressions on this. I really love the episode. I cannot wait for the next one. As a Star Wars Ultimate fan, ever since I was little, I never want to miss anything of Star Wars. And it was probably until Disney started owning Star Wars that maybe they had added some new stuff, maybe one or two shows out there that I haven't really followed along with, because after seeing their first pilot episodes, I was just kind of thinking, I don't really know about this series. It's like Star Wars has not been the same ever since George Lucas stopped taking control of it. I mean, he knew Star Wars all right, but I mean, of course, it's nice to see a younger, newer generation of Star Wars being taken over by Disney, and Disney was planning to sell Star Wars back to Lucasfilms. I don't know if it was. I don't remember if it was confirmed if it actually happened, but I last heard it was talks about it. Um, so if that's the case, maybe Lucas and his younger crew in the studios can probably find some more new things to do with Star Wars. Maybe bringing back some classics and maybe some new stuff um, that we probably should have seen throughout the whole franchise. Uh, of course, Rebels is worth watching. I'm definitely gonna start to watch it very soon. I'm kind of already going through two other series myself on Disney Plus, so um, and with of course life going on in the background, uh, busy, busy, busy me. So you know, in time, I'm almost there's another series I'm watching right now, which I'm nearly done with. Um, I mean, I'm almost finished with the whole series up to right now. They have 7 more episodes till the finale of season 5, until season 6 starting next year. So when I'm done after a few more episodes, I should have more time. Uh, mainly Safeway. Middle finger to that. Yep, yep. You better believe it. So, other than everything I just listed, anyways, so we're now in 22-ish minutes of the live, so I'm aiming to go to 25 minutes, try not to go beyond 30. So I think I'm just about done discussing about this pilot episode. Ahsoka Tano was one of my favorite Padawan characters in the whole franchise, so after watching the entire Clone Wars series, I feel like when I'm next ready to watch another series, it's definitely gonna be Rebels and staying on top with this Ahsoka one. So you can count on me, Scott. I'm gonna be watching Rebels soon. At least where I left off of it. So, uh, listening in and hearing my reaction and responses and discussions to this, and just a little more closing housekeeping announcements. So, um, again, thank you guys for coming here. Of those of you who came, if you have missed this live, you can always go back and view it again on my lives playlist on my channel. It'll still be there to replay and watch again. Maybe with no audio interference at that moment, but maybe it only happens during the live time. But anyways, so very great show, staying on top of Ahsoka, and then also, uh, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, one last thing about the series. We have the actor who recently just unfortunately passed away, Ray Stevenson, who played the Sith Master character in this pilot one. Um, may he rest in peace. According to online, it everywhere just says that he kept his death anonymous. We have no idea what exactly caused it, but they said it was something in his um, body molecules and some hypersensitive allergic reaction or something like that that possibly killed him. But anyways, thank you, Ray, for your last performance for Ahsoka before you passed on to the to the afterlife. So yes, and that concludes my talk for the show. So remember, guys, you can always view this live again on my lives playlist if you haven't been here live tonight. And also, I will post another post announcement on my channel giving you guys what's going to be coming next for my channel. It may possibly be next week's new episode, same maybe live stream or just a regular uploaded video reacting to the episode. Um, so stick around for the post for more information. And Scott says, I know it's not related, but considering Mark Hamill originally played Joker in Batman, the original actress that played Harley Quinn also passed away. Oh, I think I heard something about that. Not good with names, but I'll have to look that up and see. Um, but anyways, so yes, being prepared to see a post about that for what's going to be happening next week. You can definitely guarantee there's going to be another video next week. So more videos by now. Now with this series, Ahsoka being out, more videos, maybe once every week or so, should be constantly coming your way. If not videos, then live streams. But you guys will get updates ahead of time on scheduled lives. So you shouldn't be able to miss out on that if you're able to make it. So I think that concludes this live for tonight. And we're up to 26 minutes. Great. We didn't go over 30. So, um, great, great. All right. Well, thank you, Scott Applier, for coming and supporting my live and giving some immediate feedback of some things you had to correct for me. Um, Not intended in a bad way, of course. I really thank you, Scott Applier, for coming here, supporting my channel, and supporting my live, and correcting me if I made any mistakes along the way. Thanks again for your corrections. So I will see you, Scott, sometime tomorrow, possibly, when I'll be there in the afternoon. And I'll see you guys sometime next week. Cash out.